Good afternoon, good morning. Boy, I don't even know. Happy Lunchtime Live. Denise Wellick-Peterson, Hormone Boot Camp. Let's talk strength workouts. I always want to talk strength workouts because strength workouts are so efficient, ladies. So efficient. So, first, a little background on strength workouts, and then we're going to tell you how to alter your strength workouts by the week of your cycle. Now, if you are postmenopausal, no longer having a period, that does not mean this does not apply to you. In fact, it applies doubly to you because here's the deal. You still have a hormone cycle, and to get the most out of it, you've got to use the supportive protocols. So as we're younger, that estrogen and that progesterone are huge peaks. As we get older, they level out a little bit until we're like, ooh, barely bumps in the road, right? But the more you support them with this use your cycle information, the more you can have a distinguishing estrogen and progesterone cycle. So it's super cool. So if you are postmenopausal, please keep using the cycle. Good news is you just get to pick day one. Unless you really have some symptoms that you can identify where you're at, you just get to pick. You could say, okay, I'm starting. Today is day one. Boom. Okay, strength workouts. Why? Why strength workouts? Because strength workouts build the sexy calorie burning muscle. That's how you burn more calories. Build muscle. 5 pounds of muscle is not going to look like 5 pounds of fat. In fact, you are still going to wear clothes smaller, even if your weight stays the same if you are adding muscle while losing fat. Limit your strength workouts to 30 minutes twice a week. 30 minutes twice a week. 2 times a week, an hour a week. That's no big deal, guys. That's just a little bloop, just a little blip. Okay? Why? Because that's all you need. So quit trying to make it harder on yourself by saying, oh, I need to do an hour a night. No, you need 30 minutes. Here's why the cutoff is 30 minutes though. So when you go in and you start lifting weights, your testosterone increases and your growth hormone increases. Awesome. But your cortisol also increases. Cortisol, as we know, is the stress hormone. I just had a piece of coconut. Is a stress hormone. So as testosterone and growth hormone are going up, cortisol is coming along, but it's kind of tagging along until about the 30-minute mark, and then cortisol overtakes it, making it a fat storage soup instead of a fat melting soup. So you want to get in, get it done, and go home. Don't not just one more rep, right? I talked about this on Monday a little bit. 30 minutes is 30 minutes. Yes, my recommendation when I build workouts for people, there's 4 exercises that I expect you to attempt to get 4 rounds of at super, super heavy. But superseding all of that is to be done in 30 minutes. If you have not completed, checked off all the boxes, that's okay. You're still done in 30 minutes, right? So when I build workouts for people, they include 1 heavy chest, 1 leg, 1 back, and then a beauty part. We all have a part we like to play on, right? So leg moves might look like squats, deadlifts, lunges, walking lunges, step-ups, Bulgarian split squats. Legs, the great big muscles of your legs, right? Chest moves might look like push-ups, chest presses, single-sided chest presses, cable pulls, whatever. Back stuff is going to look like pull-ups, dumbbell rows, bar rows, cable rows, rows, back stuff. And then a beauty part. Just like guys have a ton of vanity around this, they're busy building up their chests and their biceps, women have vanity parts too. Usually it's their abs or their triceps, the back of their arms, right? So I like to build those in, but here's the deal. When people work with me for a while, they're like, why don't we do more ab work? Why don't we do more triceps and biceps? Why don't we work our calves more? Nobody ever says calves. Here's the deal. If you are lifting heavy enough on your chest presses and your pull-ups and your squats, the other parts are all working, right? So think about it. When you're doing a push-up, you're not just working your chest. Your arms have to work too. They're the things moving you up and down, right? So I don't have to do biceps and triceps because they already worked. When I'm doing a pull-up, my arms are already working. When I'm doing a squat working my butt, my calves are already working. So we don't really need to focus on it. Same with abs. If the weight is heavy enough, your abs are engaged in order to keep you in an upright position. But you heard the disclaimer, right? If the weight is heavy enough. How do you make sure the weight is heavy enough? You can only get 6 to 11 reps. How do you make sure that it's your body saying that you've done enough and not your head? You have someone else count for you. Or you pick the heaviest weight. You pick the weight you think that you can't do more than 15 times. You turn your favorite song on. You start videotaping yourself, and you do bicep curls or whatever the move is you're going to do. And you just sing that song like it is going out of style, like it's the last time you're going to hear that song. You sing it and you just do as many reps as you can, no counting. And then when you really, really can't lift it anymore, then you can stop, rewind the video. Do we rewind the video? Watch the video again and count. If you got more than 12, you can lift heavier weights. That's really important because if you're going to continue to lift weights that your body can do easily, you're not going to get the benefits that I'm talking about here. All right, so in a sample workout might also be walking lunges, push-ups, pull-ups, and tricep dips. That might be a sample workout. Let's see here. Heavy enough? Testosterone? Yeah. Okay, so now how do we alter these strength workouts for each week? We've talked about Frisky Fiona, Shira Sherry, Laid Back Leona, and Yoga Yvonne. How do we alter a strength workout so you can get a strength workout in every week, but it's different and it's tailored to where your hormones are? Week 1, Frisky Fiona. Estrogen isn't super high yet, but it is on the climb. Progesterone is on the decline. So as you start, like the first 2 or 3 days of your cycle, you're not super revved, but as you're going up, so by the end of that first week, you're lifting super heavy, and maybe you have just a little bit more rest than you will during Shira Sherry's week, right? You have some rest, a little bit, just because your hormones are still peaking out. As you hit that estrogen peak and you head into week 2, Shira Sherry kicks in. Your estrogen is super high. This is the week you want to go for those personal bests, so those personal records, PRs, that sort of thing. You want to lift weight, the heaviest weight you can, and it is going to feel so easy. Mark it down so that your next week 2, you can compare that, because on week 3, that weight's going to be hard again, okay? So week 2, you're lifting as heavy as you possibly can, and you actually need very little rest in between. You recover very quickly, all right? Week 3, Laid Back Leona's week. The estrogen has coming down, progesterone has started coming up, but you still got some estrogen floating around. You can still lift modestly heavy, but it's going to start feeling heavy. It's going to start feeling like a lot of work. You're going to want to build in longer rest breaks in between sets, and you're probably not going for that maxed out rep. It's just going to feel that much harder. And then week 4, Yoga Yvonne. We don't call her Yoga Yvonne for anything. Week 4, progesterone is on the slide down. Estrogen hasn't started picking up yet. This would be a week that I'd actually say, why don't we try some isometric yoga holds, right? So like, I call them closet stretchers. In my silver classes, we hold our arms out to the side super straight, and we hold them for 30 seconds. We do a bicep curl, right? These are moves that bodybuilders do as, like a bicep curl, right? And you just hold it and you make that muscle until your arm shakes. Now, bodybuilders do these things so that when they go into their showtime, they can hold those poses super easy for judging. But what we also notice in the bodybuilding world is that people who practice the poses not only can hold it longer, but their muscles are more defined, more cut. So you're actually getting a lot of work. You're defining those muscles even further. Does it take a little practice? Sure it does. But if you start practicing a couple times once a month, 2 days on the last week of the month, you're going to start getting better at it. I think I should put a workout video out like that. I think I will. So if you have any questions, be sure you pop them in the comments. Any input, I'd love to hear it. If you need more ideas on workouts, check it out. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the sprint workout. And then on Friday, we're talking about the strolling workout and how to tailor each of those workouts for each of the 4 weeks of your cycle. Have a most fantastic afternoon.